All right, so I'll get started here. This is my second stream of my career, and we're going ambitious. We're going with a trending topic right now. Try to get this on YouTube before the playoffs start, but the NBA playoffs start today. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure I'll link my Twitch down in the description. You guys can watch my streams there. I'm gonna try to stream every day, at least for a little while. See how that goes. So, welcome. All right. I'll start with the Western Conference. This was just decided last night. The Pelicans playing the Suns. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think this one takes that much debate. I think very easily Phoenix, and I think New Orleans might be able to squeak out a game. So I'm saying Phoenix in 5. I can change that later if I'm feeling like it, but I think Phoenix in 5 is a pretty set to go pick. I think New Orleans can take one game, but for the most part, I think that's pretty much it. Hold on a second. Dallas, Utah. Now this is a genuinely interesting series that I'm excited to see. I like both of these teams, even though they're not like super big market exciting teams. I like the prospect of this matchup, and I think it's an exciting one. Uh, Luka Doncic and Donovan Mitchell, in their playoff experiences, even though they haven't made it that far in the past, are very, very good in the playoffs. But overall, I think that Luka might take a little bit of revenge over the last couple years of him not making it past the first round, and I think Dallas wins this series. And I think Dallas, obviously the series is going to be close. I'm going to take Dallas in 6 to win this series. I think that they will end up taking a 3-2 lead of the series, and I don't think they're going to lose and have a game 7 forced. So I think Dallas is going to win this series in 6, if I'm being honest. The next one is Golden State and Denver. I also really like this series. These playoffs are going to be insane. There's some really, really awesome series going on right now. However, I'm not sure who to pick because I believe the Nuggets, I think they have the MVP. I think Jokic is going to win MVP this year. So I think that he's going to be a big part of the series. But big part missing from the Nuggets is Jamal Murray still isn't back yet. And I don't know if he is coming back. Hold on. We'll Google. Is Jamal Murray coming back soon? No timetable as of a few days ago. So yeah, I don't think unlikely to return to the playoffs. And Michael Porter Jr. I think this series goes to Golden State. If I'm being honest with you, I think this series goes to Golden State, and I think Golden State takes it in. I think they take it in 6. Denver will squeak out 2 wins, but I think overall Golden State will take this series since the Nuggets are missing 2 of their top 3 players right now. Next series is Memphis and the Timberwolves. Now, I'm genuinely really excited for this series. Even though like a couple years ago, these teams you wouldn't ever want to watch a Grizzlies Timberwolves game, and now we're gonna have to watch a bunch in a row. But the Timberwolves have Patrick Beverley, who's been talking his shit like forever, and we have Ja Morant and the Grizzlies, who as a team have been talking shit all year. So I think this will be a very chippy series, and it'll be a very aggressive series. But I think Memphis takes this in 5. I think that they're a better team than the Timberwolves. The Grizzlies, without Ja Morant, were beating some top contending teams. And I think that Memphis takes this series with relative ease. I don't think it's going to be that tough for them. I could be wrong, but these are just submissions. Move over to the East Coast now. We have the Miami Heat versus the Atlanta Hawks. I love Atlanta, and I think if any low seed team was to have an upset, I think would be the Hawks. It's tough playing against the Heat though, and they have a better roster this year than they did last year, so they're doing very well. I, you know what? This is gonna be my controversial pick. I'm gonna go controversial. I think Atlanta is gonna take this series in 7. I think Trae Young is a undeniable playoff performer. At least he has proved that so far. And I think the Hawks, they have some matchups on paper. Clint Capella is a pretty solid defender. He got hurt last night, but I think he came back later, or I'm not sure like what happened to him. But if he's playing, that'll be a really good matchup for Bam Adebayo. They'll sort of like complement each other offensively and defensively. If John Collins comes back, because I know he's hurt, I think that would be a good matchup as well. So although I think Miami has like the more talent on their roster, I think Atlanta has the opportunity to make some noise this year. They started off very slow, and they went on a rampant like winning streak, or just like a crazy streak of games this year where they were just winning a ton, and that's what eventually thrust them into a playoff spot. So I think Atlanta would take this in 7, as controversial as it sounds. Next series, okay, this is gonna be slightly biased. I'm a huge Toronto Raptors fan. This is gonna be one of the best series of the first round. I think this will be easily, maybe even the best series of the first round, just because both teams have so much talent on their team that it's just gonna be like back and forth. I think this series is gonna go to 7, and I think it's gonna be a close game in Game 7 too. But overall, I think talent-wise across the whole lineup, I think Toronto takes this series in 7. And I don't want to jinx them, but I am a huge Raptors fan, and I can't really say they're going to lose in the first round to the Sixers. Our biggest problem will obviously be Joel Embiid, so we're going to have to figure out a way how to handle that. But I was talking with a friend of mine the other day, and we both came up with the idea of like running a zone, because realistically nobody on the Raptors is going to be able to man up fucking Joel Embiid, right? Like, I understand we have Scotty Barnes and Pascal, but like that's the scoring champ this year and potential MVP if Jokic isn't it. So I think that'll be tough. But we can try to lock down James Harden. I think if we can run like a 1-3-1 zone where essentially Gary Trent plays the top, and he'll pretty much play man until like the elbows, and then we'll get like Fred and OG, and then like Pascal and Scotty going around. We're gonna get a ton of Pascal. We're gonna get a ton of OG, a ton of Scotty. We're gonna get a ton of everyone on this lineup, and I'm really excited for this series. Also, I'm a little bit stressed out, but you know, we're a young team. We have promise. You know, if it's not this year, it's next year. You know what I mean? Next series being Milwaukee-Chicago. This is another series I'm excited for. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I think Milwaukee wins this in 6. I think Giannis is, he's too good to really deny in these playoffs. I don't think too many teams are gonna be able to put up with him. I don't think any team can legitimately guard Giannis. You know what I mean? Like, you can slow him down, but you can't stop. You can't stop him. He's an unstoppable player. So I think Milwaukee takes this in 6. I think Chicago will have a couple good games in there. Maybe DeMar DeRozan finally sheds his like playoff disappointment moniker in this series. But overall, I think that Milwaukee takes this in 6. Now, on top of Raptors and Sixers, I think that the Nets-Boston series is going to be one of the most intense series of the entire playoffs, any matchup in the playoffs. Simply just because Kyrie used to play on the Celtics and they left on bad blood. So I think that that's going to be an absolutely wild series. That I think, to be honest, is going to go to 7 games. I think this one's going to go to 7. I don't even know. I'm like scouring my brain right now trying to think of what to pick for this series. And I can't. It's tough for me to think of anything. To be honest, I don't know. Oh, like statistically, Boston should be winning this series. They've been on an unbelievable stretch. But if Kyrie and Kevin Durant are playing the whole series because there's no vaccine mandates, it's gonna be tough to stop that, especially Kevin Durant. Who's historically, him and Kyrie are unreal in the playoffs. This was also a matchup that happened last year, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. And the Nets ended up winning in like 6 or 7, I think. And I think it happens again this year. I think we can't deny Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in the playoffs. You really can't. And so that's going to build up for another second round meeting between these two teams. Will be insane yet again. I'm going to flip back over to the West Coast here, and we'll do the Phoenix Suns versus Dallas Mavericks. Now, I really like the teams that are in the playoffs this year. It's better than seeing like the Cavs and Warriors or just LeBron in general. I like the mix-up of teams we have going on here, and I would be happy with any team really going far as long as they're not beating the Raptors. You know what I mean? I think Phoenix is too good for Dallas. I feel like Luka will finally make it to the second round. He's going to have like 1 or 2 40-50 point games in this round, and he's going to be unbelievable. But again, I don't think they're beating Phoenix here. And I think Phoenix takes this series 6. So that'll move them on to the conference finals. All right, Vic City, Jaden, Sixers in 6? Absolutely not. I hope not. It's possible, but I definitely hope not. Move on to the Warriors and Grizzlies. Now, this series is going to be, if it happens, I mean, obviously, those are just predictions. If this series happens to be an absolute barn burner series, like this will be a really good series. I love Ja Morant as a player. I love him so much. He's so special and so much fun to watch. But I don't know. I don't know. This is a tough one too. And I don't think Memphis has the playoff like ability. They don't have the playoff like veteranosity that the Warriors have. And I honestly think the Warriors take this series in 7. I think this will be a long series. It'll definitely be a back and forth series. But I feel like the Warriors they have more playoff experience. They have more they have multiple championships lined into their roster right now, and whereas Memphis just has a really young team. And though I think Memphis, with this core and with this roster, if they can keep it and improve it a little bit every year, I think that's a championship team because they work really well together. Their chemistry is very, very good. I just don't think that they're really going to hold up to what the Warriors can do. Now, this is going to sound biased again, too. I hate to have the Raptors going so far, but I do think that they beat the Hawks here. I feel like the Raptors, I have something written. I was going to do a YouTube video on them. I think when they play at full potential, they can be a top 3 to 5 team in the NBA and like a top team in the East. We had our struggles this year. We got off to a rough start, but it has gotten a lot better. Pascal Siakam has had an unbelievable season, and it's just been crazy. So I do think the Raptors will win this, and I think the Raptors will take this series in 6. I think they take this series in 6. I think a lot of these series are going to go far. It's going to go down to the wire, so I think that'll definitely be a good one. This bracket it's not a bad bracket. Low key, like you can't deny, like this is definitely not like a bad bracket. Now we are going to move on to the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets. So, geez. This is another crazy series that I'm very excited to see. I don't know. I've been stumped on a lot of these. Because obviously this series was Kevin Durant's long ass foot away from Brooklyn being in the 3rd round against Atlanta instead of Milwaukee, but that's just how things goes. Kevin Durant's got to cut his toes off, get smaller shoes, and you know, as much as I want to believe in the Bucks so bad, and I want to believe in the Nets so bad. I think the Bucks win this 7. I think the Bucks are just, when all their players are healthy, I think that they will go crazy. You know what I mean? I think they'll be very, very good. Bucks in 5. I can see it. I would probably say this series would be going a little bit farther than that, though, in my opinion. That's just what I think. Okay, we're into the conference finals now. We're absolutely zooming through this shit. I guarantee if I had a shit ton of viewers right now, I'd be arguing with all of them. But it seems to be not the worst so far, so that's good. Geez, Phoenix and Golden State. Very good series. Very good series. It's looking like, by the way, I'm thinking about this right now. You'll see in a minute what I think the finals matchup might be. I think Phoenix takes this series. I want to believe in the 1 seed. This team is unbelievable. They have playoff experience now. They made it to the finals last year. They want some revenge for last year, and I think that they're gonna go far this year too. As you can tell by my fucking bracket here. I think. Oh God, I think this series is a 7-gamer. I think this is a 7-game series. I have Philly versus Suns in the finals. Philly in 7. It could be possible if Embiid goes crazy and Harden doesn't shoot like shit in the playoffs like usual. I think the Sixers definitely do have a title chance. This is just my Raptors Sixers pick is a little bit of favoritism because I love the Raptors, but I also think that series could go either way. So I think either of these 2 teams here could make the finals this year. I genuinely do think that. All depends on my boy Harden. Yeah, it depends on Harden. If he shoots tour dates out there, if he has bad shooting days, you're not going far. But if he plays like a regular season James Harden, like MVP James Harden, that's a championship team. But it literally all depends on Harden's consistency here. If he's not good, you're not good. If he is good, then you're good. This series, you guys might be able to see where I'm going with this, but I think the Bucks take the series. I love the Raptors. I love them so much, but I just don't see us beating the Bucks, to be honest with you. I'm thinking about it. I'm running through it in my head. Matchups wise, I don't see us even in a zone being able to contain Giannis because he'll just bully us every game. I do think this series will last a while. Milwaukee will take it in 6. So, as you guys obviously see here, this is a finals rematch from last year, which I wouldn't mind seeing. I love both of these teams, so that's not a problem with me at all. See if you guys can see this. You can. Okay. I don't have a problem with this personally. I like this matchup. However, I think, you know what? I'm gonna give this to the Suns in 7, and I think Phoenix is gonna. Oh shit! I gotta create an account. Hold on, hold on. I did not create an account. This is. We'll be back soon. I'm just not gonna put my fucking email and shit out there just in case. But I'll talk about it while I type it in here. I think the Suns want revenge, and I think their team is ready for it. They have a team that is ready to do some shit like this. In my birthday. Create account. Okay. Well, We'll create the account. Well, I'm gonna check in with this at the end of the playoffs or in the finals. I'll check in with this every now and again. Everything is in 6 or 7. Yeah, I know. That's could be an issue. But I mean, I think all these matchups are going to be very even. I think they're all going to be very even, and I think they're all going to last a couple games. Actually, I'm going to relook at some of these, and I might make some tweaks. All right. Whoever is still in here, sorry, I'm going to go for now. Thank you to everyone who came out and watched the Twitch stream today. I'm going to let you know for my YouTube audience as well. Come out to the Twitch streams. You know, I don't have a schedule yet, but I'll try to come up with one for sure. I mean, starting streaming at 10:30 is like a bit of a weird one, but like whatever. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll link my Twitch in the description of my YouTube channel.